Ian Campbell is less optimistic. Unless Jambik loses weight soon, he is convinced that the boy will soon succumb to life-threatening illnesses, like heart disease and type 2 diabetes. Ian needs to find out what tests have been carried out on Jambik so far. He's arranged to meet the specialist responsible for Jambik at the local children's hospital. Dr. Yelena Dishkova is just as concerned about Jambik's health as Ian is. In 2003, she referred Jambik to a specialist hospital in Moscow. Nelia took him to Moscow, but didn't turn up for the appointment.
К сожалению, он оказался не в той больнице, а в больнице, куда мы его не посылали, и в отделение совершенно не приспособлено для обследования этих детей. И дали заключение, что ребенок здоров, может заниматься любой физической нагрузкой и рекомендовано занятие борьбой с умом.
The doctor explained to me that it was simply his constitution. He looked at us and he said that in Kabardino-Balkaria there are such warriors, and that Jambik was one of those people who had been born a warrior.
Dr. Dishkova then produces notes of tests performed in 2003, which show that when he was 3, Jambik's bones developed from normal to those of a 7-year-old in the space of 6 months.
Меня смутил вот этот скачок не столько в росте и весе, сколько скачок в костном возрасте, который подтверждался на рентгенологических снимках. За полгода ребенок увеличить костный возраст за 4 года не мог.
Although there are rare genetic conditions that result in accelerated bone age in children, Ian is aware that one possible cause is anabolic steroids.
My question really is, do you think that Mum is doing something to Jambik to make him so big so that the family can earn money from it?
Ну, вообще-то это как-то, ну, я не знаю, как это прокомментировать.
Right now I'm feeling a bit nauseous. I'm shaken by the implications of what I've heard. I think at some point we need to confront Nelia that there's some suspicion, just looking at the evidence, that he's been given anabolic steroids to get him into this situation, that is already causing problems and will ultimately lead to very significant disease. And I think his future is very bleak if the status quo were to remain.
Dzhambulat Khatokhov weighs 16 stone at just 7 years old. With his mother Nelia and 14-year-old brother Muka, he sets off for Moscow to have extensive medical tests. British obesity expert Dr. Ian Campbell is investigating Jambik's case. He will deliver them to the specialists who will conduct the tests. Jambik, Nelia and Muka are staying at one of Moscow's most famous hotels. A 1950s skyscraper built under Stalin. It's a far cry from their apartment in the Caucasus. Nelia is equally excited by the opportunities that Moscow offers for advancing Jambik's sporting and celebrity career.
I hope that in Moscow some producer or trainer will meet with Jambik and take him under his wing and mold his career for the future.
Nelia is not expecting that the tests will provide any new insights into Jambik's condition.
I don't think my child is ill or unhealthy. He's simply a unique person. And if others think otherwise, that's up to them.
Dr. Ian Campbell is concerned that Nelia doesn't appreciate how serious Jambik's health problems are.
I think, unfortunately, all the pointers that I've had so far would indicate that she's got no desire to change her current situation whatsoever. I think she's got no desire to change Jambik's physical state. I think there's too much to be gained from continuing this way. I think in a cultural, in a financial sense, there's a heck of a lot for her and her boys to lose. And I think at this point, that's a greater force. I think my job is to sensitively point out to her the repercussions of continuing as we are. And somewhere, somehow, we've got to convey the message to Nelia that what she's doing may be killing the boy.
Ian has arranged for the test to take place at Russia's leading private hospital. Dr. Natalia Belova is a pediatric geneticist there. She's agreed to help Ian and to carry out the medical tests on Jambik. She meets up with him at the hotel, where he explains the difficulties of the case.
One of the first things that I would say is that some of the things I might discuss with you are probably best not shared with his mum. And so there are certain things which it might be better to keep from her at the moment. Do you understand that? Yeah. Absolutely. Okay. She's only asked me...
Ian takes Dr. Belova through the medical data and explains his observations about the family.
I think that with the information we have, we may rule out some most common genetic syndromes. Probably mother was happy with additional attention to this child. She might do some things to keep him in this condition.
Yeah.
And if it's possible, I would check for anabolic steroids.
Yeah. Have you ever come across anabolic steroids being used in children before?
Yes, it's not the first case. I would have tests done, and after that maybe we can see what we can do to improve the situation, because it's rather critical for the child right now.
The doctors agree on a comprehensive range of tests to try to solve the mystery of Jambik's growth once and for all. However, for the time being, Ian must return to his patients in Britain.
And this is Nelia.
He'll be back once he has the results from Jambik's tests.
Bye, Jambik. Take care. Okay. See ya. Bye-bye.
As Ian heads off to the airport, Jambik faces a grueling day at Dr. Belova's exclusive private clinic. There, he is starved of food